You close the trade. Red. Bigger than you planned. You stare at the screen, not adjusting anything, not analyzing, just staring. Your jaw tightens before you even register it. Heat rises into the back of your neck, then your face. Your chest compresses, not sharp pain, more like pressure building just beneath the sternum. Price is still moving. You think it's fine. 3 seconds later, it'll come back. These aren't deliberate thoughts, they're reflexes. They arrive before you've consciously chosen them. Your stop loss is still there. You placed it an hour ago. You remember the calm, the logic, the level made sense. You double checked it. Your hand rests on the mouse. You don't click. This isn't forgetting. It isn't confusion. You know exactly what to do. Your finger doesn't move. The chart keeps printing. Small candles, one after another. No drama, just steady movement in one direction. Against you. You open a lower time frame. Just checking. You tell yourself you're being thorough. Your eyes scan the chart the way someone scans a room after losing something. Moving quickly, not really seeing, just needing motion to feel in control. You're looking for the detail that will let you stay. There's a wick, a single wick in the opposite direction. There, possible reversal. Some part of you knows it's weak. You feel that immediately. But you let it count anyway. You need it to count. You open Twitter, type the ticker, a few retail posts, someone saying what you already hope is true. You close it. You check news. Nothing. Your eyes drift back to the chart. Still valid on the higher time frame. You let that be enough. The loss is now past your planned risk. You haven't moved the stop. You haven't done anything dramatic. You've just been sitting here, watching, thinking, checking, and somehow the number has grown. You notice that, and then you soften it. I've already held this long. If I close now, it'll reverse the second I exit. I'll look stupid. That last one lands differently. It's quieter. The others were about the trade. This one isn't. You imagine explaining this trade, not to anyone specific, just the image of yourself explaining it, the tone, the posture. That image is uncomfortable in a way the red number isn't. The red number is outside you. That image is inside. Your breathing has shortened. You only realize it when you try to inhale fully and it feels shallow. Your shoulders are slightly raised, the way they get when something has been wrong for a while and you haven't admitted it yet. You pull them down. Take a breath. Don't panic. I know what I'm doing. You almost believe it. You draw a new line on the chart, a zone you hadn't marked before. You call it structure. Your hands are steady. If someone were watching, you would look composed. Inside, the voice is tighter. Just needs to hold here. One more push. That's all. The level breaks not violently, just gone. A close below. Price sitting there as if it was always going to do that. Your hand moves to the mouse. It doesn't click. Could be a false break. The escalation isn't loud. It never is. It starts with, this is temporary. Then higher time frame still intact. Then the market is running stops. This is manipulation. Each thought feels analytical. Each thought feels reasonable. From the inside, it doesn't feel like panic. It feels like thinking. But something has shifted. The trade is no longer just a trade. The moment it became personal was quiet. You didn't notice it. Now your analysis and your identity are fused. Price moving against you isn't just information, it's a verdict. Every tick feels like a small judgment. You feel it physically. Not sharp pain, pressure. Tightening that keeps tightening. You widen the stop just a little, enough to give it room. You tell yourself it's temporary, that you're managing structure. What you're really doing is buying more time before you have to be wrong. Nothing about the setup has improved. The logic hasn't changed. Only your exposure has increased. But psychologically, it feels safer. Closing means certainty, the certainty of the loss, the certainty of being wrong. Staying means uncertainty, and uncertainty still contains hope. So you choose uncertainty. Why does being wrong feel like threat? Somewhere, probably long before trading, a rule was installed. Right means competent. Wrong means something worse. Trading exposes that rule mercilessly. In most areas of life, you can explain yourself. You can defend your reasoning. You can say, given what I knew, this made sense. The market doesn't have that conversation. Price moves or it doesn't. It validates or it doesn't. There is no appeal, no partial credit. So the mind does what it learned to do when something threatens identity. It protects, it rationalizes, it delays. It searches for evidence that the threat isn't real. This isn't weakness, it's ego defense, it's identity protection. It's the illusion that if you can just manage the narrative, you can manage the outcome. It worked elsewhere. It doesn't work here. The turning point is never the dollar amount. You've held through larger losses before. You've cut smaller ones instantly. The number isn't the deciding factor. What decides it is when the psychological pressure of holding becomes heavier than the psychological pressure of admitting you were wrong. That's the mechanism. And when it tips, when you finally click close, two things happen at once. Relief, immediate. The bleeding stops, the uncertainty ends, and something else, quieter, not quite shame, more like I had to surrender. You sit there for a second, then you close the chart. Now watch what it looks like when something inside shifts. Same setup, same stop, same risk. You're in the trade, it moves against you. The stop approaches, the sting is still there. The body still reacts, tightening chest, shortened breath. That doesn't disappear, but there's space, small but real. A gap between sensation and reaction. The thought that arises is simple. This trade didn't work. Not I'm wrong. Not I should have known. Just this one didn't work. You feel it in your chest. Slightly less contraction. Not none, just less. You click close. No internal explanation forming. No imagined audience. No emergency repair of your self-image. The position is gone. The loss is logged. And something that usually collapses doesn't. The market never calls you stupid. It doesn't accuse you of incompetence. It doesn't say you should have known better. It prints price. That's all. Wrong is an interpretation you added. A story about what the loss means about you. The market didn't build that story. You did. When that story softens, even slightly, something changes in how you sit at the screen. You stop arguing with candles. You stop trying to control what can't be controlled. A trade becomes what it actually is, a conditional bet in uncertain conditions, not a statement about who you are. The cost of identity protection isn't dramatic, it's subtle. The stop widened 2 points, the exit that came 6 minutes late, the revenge entry taken too quickly just to restore balance, all tracing back to the same root. You didn't want to lose the money, but more than that, you didn't want to be wrong. Those are not the same thing. Have you noticed how easily they merge in your own trading? Where does that line blur for you?